Yo, what is up YouTube? It's Breo here, back with the video, and today I'm going to be talking about Cyberpunk, why I'm hyped for it, why you guys should be hyped for it as well, everything you guys need to know pretty much about the game to make your decision whether you guys want to get it or not. But before I get into it, first, I'm sorry about not posting yet the 200 subscriber special. It's been snowing and raining outside all day, and some of the parts of my video are going to be outside, so I'm going to have to delay that till next week. But until then, enjoy this video, make sure to subscribe, we're on the road to 300 now, and like the video, turn on post notifications so you know when I upload, because again, there are going to be some big bangers coming soon. And with that being said, sit back, relax, and let's get started with the video. So for the people that never heard of Cyberpunk or just briefly heard about it and don't really know what it's about, pretty much I like to think of it as a single player RPG, but like 50 years in the future, and kind of like GTA. That's what I like to think about it, kind of. There's only a single player for now, but eventually they are going to add a multiplayer. But that's what I like to think of it as. That's just a brief overview. There is way more to it. It is developed by CD Projekt Red, which is the same company that developed, Red Dead Redemption, Witcher 3, all those types of games. So they have a history of making good games. So without further ado, let's get into tip number one, which is the location. So the location of this game is Night City, which is a huge city divided into many different locations. First, you have Pacifica, which is a gang-ridden city, little place where pretty much it was meant to be a place for the rich, but eventually, a lot of gangs overtook it, and now it's just pretty much a place where a bunch of gangs fight and, challenge for territory, all that kind of stuff. Then you have the second city, which is Santo Domingo, which is pretty much an industrial place full of warehouses and all that kind of stuff, full industrial for workers, everything like that. Not really poor, but not really rich either, just for work and just storing things. There's also Watson, which is a different city, which is pretty much a place full of cultures and just a bunch of people from different places all together. So that's a pretty cool place as well. Then you also have Westbrook, which is pretty much the wealthiest city. All of Night City's wealthiest go to that place to hang out, party. It's really shiny, full of fashion and just riches. So that's a really cool place as well. And the last place is the Badlands, which is pretty much, a desert. It's really deserted, the opposite of the city. And you'll see, some people here and there, a lot of broken down cars, all that kind of stuff. And most people will start their journey there in the story mode. So that is pretty exciting as well. It has Borderland vibes to it, which I think is actually really cool. Now, there's one more thing I want to say about the map. CD Projekt has said that you can explore all of Night City, both horizontally and vertically. One of the developers at Cyberpunk has said, and I quote, "Night City has lots, and I mean lots, of buildings, and these buildings have floors. In a tall building, and we will have many of them, explorable. Each floor can house a lot of activities," which is really exciting to see. So, maybe in like Westbrook, which is like a place of the rich, you can just go up. Certain floors will have parties, and you can just join in, have fun, mess around with your friends, whatever, which is really exciting to see. If you want to go to like a gang-ridden area, you can probably join, or go into a building with boxing match taking place, and you can probably just join in and have fun. So there's a lot of things you can do in this game, explorable wise, exploration wise, which is really exciting. Now let's talk about cars, because a lot of people, especially guys, they like their cars, they like to look nice, they like all that kind of stuff. So first, there's multiple car classes, and the first one is economy. So economy is pretty much like the run-of-the-mill cars, nothing special, just to get you from point A to B, for transportation, not to really flex, but they do look pretty cool because they are in the future. On the second class, you have the executive cars, which are pretty much the business rich cars. They're going to be definitely really expensive, and they're like, they're like futuristic, limousines, all that kind of stuff for like business. They're just rich, they're nice, and they look sick. That's all I got to say about that. Now the third class, you have the heavy duty trucks. Pretty much they're just tanks, big trucks to carry things. P.S. One of the cool things you can do with cars is you can put your weapons and gadgets inside cars. Cars are for storing things as well, which makes sense because they're cars. They should be able to store things. So pretty much, I'm guessing that these huge heavy-duty trucks should be able to hold and carry and transport more items, which is pretty cool, and they should be more resistant from blowing up and taking damage and all that kind of stuff. Now, one other one is the sport class, and this is going to be a lot of people's favorites. They're pretty much cool-looking sport cars. They go really fast. Obviously, they can get damaged really quickly, really easy, but they go super fast. They look sick, just to flex on people, and that's pretty much. You can also mod and tune the cars, the sport cars. I don't know about the other cars, but at least for the sport cars, you can mod them and tune them to the way you like it, which is actually pretty exciting as well. And now the last category for cars are the hypercars, which are pretty much going to be my favorite. They're the balance of, tankiness, where they take a lot of damage, or good resistance, but they also have a lot of speed. They're pretty much the Batmobiles of Cyberpunk. They look sick, they look modern, futuristic. It's honestly crazy. It looks amazing. I'm really excited for those cars. And actually, Keanu Reeves, which is actually in this game, the actor for John Wick and many other movies, he is in this game. He actually works with a company for motorcycles, and those motorcycle companies are actually working with CD Projekt to have one of their motorcycles in the game. And it's actually going to be some other cars in real life that are actually going to make their way into this game as well, which is actually pretty exciting, and I just want to drive them. Now let's talk about customization, because this game has so much customization. I'm not talking the normal, skin color, hair design, hair color, some clothes. No, we're talking about like weird level customization. First of all, you can customize pretty much anything you can think of. Yes, even your penis size. Like, I'm not even kidding. You can customize that. You can have no penis. You can have the longest penis ever. Like, that's weird, but you can do that. Like, you can do anything you want in this game. You can have weird scars. You can make your color, like, your skin color blue. Like, you can have, like, electronic, like, scars on your face. Or you could have normal tattoos. Like, you could do whatever you think of in this game. It's really weird, but it's so cool at the same time. Like, this customization feature kind of reminds me of, like, movies that I've watched, because it's, like, all futuristic. Another thing with the skill tree is there's going to be skill trees for, strength, defense, and even coolness. Yes, coolness. You can upgrade your cool stats. I don't really know what it does, but, it's probably going to make you more cool. That's what I'm guessing. But I'm actually really excited for that. There's also a lot of loot in this game. Again, it is an RPG, so as you do missions, you can get loot. And one of the coolest things is the loot ties in with the story. Pretty much what I mean by that is the things you do in the story can affect the loot you get and the relationships you have with other people in different classes. For example, one of the boss fights is pretty much you're going to have a Mexican standoff with this guy in his tribe. And if you win, obviously you're going to have his really good loot. Pretty much, before you have the Mexican standoff, you can just pull out your pistol and shoot him in the head, be done with it, take his loot, and not have to go through the entire boss battle. But the negative side effect of that is the tribe members are gonna be really pissed at you, and they're probably not gonna talk to you, like, ever again. So you're gonna miss out on loot there with them. Or you can not, shoot him in the head right off the bat, have a boss battle with him, beat him, get his loot, and still be okay with the tribe members because you won fair and square, and you can still get loot from them. So it's all about what you want to do. You can change the dialogue. You can make this game a romance game. You can make it an action game. Another cool thing is you can pick how you want to play your missions. You can be a dude really stealth that hacks into people, because yes, you can hack into people, because again, this is the future. Everybody's pretty much a robot. They're like half human, half robot. Like, they all have tech inside of them. So you can hack anybody, hack anything, and make your way through the mission. Or you can just come in guns a-blazing, just get like the biggest gun you can find and just shoot through anybody and just push your way through the end of the mission, which is really cool. And they pretty much kind of have the same outcome. And also, there's so many different types of weapons. You have tech weapons. You have normal, rifles. You have cyberware, which is pretty much like these things that you can put in your body. Like, you can enhance your eyesight, all that kind of stuff. But the coolest one are these like mantis claws. They come out of your arm. They're like these robot claws that come out of your arm, and you can kill people with them. Like, that's sick. And there's also melee weapons as well, like this like infrared like katana that can just slice through everything because it's pure heat. It's like super hot. It just like chops through anything, which is so sick. Like, this game, bro, it's so sick when it comes to the grinding aspect, the loot, the weapons, the customization, literally everything you can do. Another thing I want to talk about is the story. Yes, the story. So I don't want to get too in depth with this because I already said, you can pretty much do anything. But you actually pick where you want to start off in the story. You can pick like your background. Pretty much, you can start off as being a nomad, and you will have a good relationship with those people, and you'll acquire different skills than if you were, in Watson or, Westbrook, where you would be rich. You'd grow up with the rich. You'd become a spy, and you would have a different background. So you would have different abilities and different, relationships with different people. And also, the things you do in the story affect the real game. For example, I'm just going to give just an example. Let's say one of your tasks was to find a kid and bring the kid back to his mom. The mom is waiting, right? So if you're just decide not to do the mission and just walk around, drive around, do whatever you want, the mother is going to eventually get mad at you, and you're going to develop that bad relationship with that person. And say you need that person in the future, you're going to kind of be screwed. Same thing is if, what if you, you were talking to a person, you can pick the things you say to the person and say you don't respond, right? If you don't respond and click like blank for all the answers to their questions, they're going to eventually get mad thinking that you are ignoring them, and they're eventually not going to give you the stuff you need, So for example, say you see somebody in the game that has a cool weapon. If you want their weapon, you should go up, talk to them, and see if you can just try to get a nice communication and get them in their favor, because who knows, he might sell his gun to you. Who knows? And that's the things I like about this types of game. Like, it's honestly, it's crazy. You can do anything. It's like real life, and it kind of creeps me out because it's so realistic to a point. It's like, what? It's gonna allow ray tracing too, which is gonna make the city look even better and the characters. Another thing too, which I think a lot of people are getting mad at, is the fact that it's first person. Now a lot of people are actually really fine with this. They're like, oh, it brings better immersion, but some people don't, because there's so much customization to your characters, but you cannot see your characters. The only time you see your characters are in cutscenes, or if you go up to a mirror, you can wipe it and just see your reflection. But other than that, the only time you go in third person is when you're driving a vehicle, and you can also go first person in there too. And that's cool. It brings better immersion. I'm completely fine with that, but some people aren't. And the last thing that I want to talk about are the delays. Now, this game was scheduled to release back in April, and then it got delayed till September. It got delayed till November 19th, and recently, like a day ago, it got delayed until December 10th. A lot of people are getting mad, but again, they're trying to perfect this game as much as possible, and they're trying to, make it really, really good. So I think it's worth the wait. It's only 3 more weeks than the initial release date, so it's fine, not the biggest deal. And for y'all asking for multiplayer, pretty much all you got to worry about is multiplayer is not coming out at launch, but they are planning on adding multiplayer, hopefully sort of like GTA Online, but a little bit better in the future. I really hope the multiplayer, is like kind of like GTA Online, but you have your own story and you can just interact with other people instead of just like walking around, just shooting random things and just messing around. And people are, kind of mad that this game's not coming out with multiplayer, but look at how many games that didn't come out with multiplayer. They started off single player and now they have multiplayer. For example, Red Dead Redemption 2, GTA, Ghost of Tsushima. They all started off as single player games and eventually came out with a multiplayer. And look at how they're doing now. They're doing very, very well. But that's going to be it for the video, guys. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe, like the video, turn on post notifications. I am actually really excited for this game, and if you guys want to see more future details about Cyberpunk and anything to do with Cyberpunk 2077, leave it in the comments below, because I am really excited for this game, and I'll be happy to do that. But that's going to be it for the video, guys. So have a great day wherever you guys are, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.